What's going on? Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to go over day 13 from Advent of Cyber 1. Day 13 is an accumulation or the compilation of all of the days before day 13. It combines most of the concepts learned so far. So in this video, we're going to go over a machine. In this machine, we will be exploiting WordPress. Not technically exploiting WordPress, but we will be getting access to WordPress, and then we will be exploiting Windows with a CVE. So basically, this is a scenario, complete scenario. So let's go ahead. Before you start the machine, make sure you deploy it and you connect to the VPN to the TryHackMe network. So here, let me connect. Right, let's open a new tab. Now, in here, the first thing we do, we scan the machine with Nmap. Seems like we need to disable the ping, so just type -pn. It may take a while, but at the end, it will display the results. Right, so let's see the results. So we have RDP and we have 80. So let's go over 80. Enter. So this is a typical Windows Internet Information Service page. So let's take a look at the source code. So this is a blank page, so we will have to take a look at some hints here and there. So basically there is nothing on the page source, so the next step would be launching directory search. Sudo go buster dir -u -w word list. Three. So here directory buster directory list. Right. So it will reveal a directory. We will be accessing that directory. I'm not going to wait for this to finish. We will get back to the results so you can examine it yourself. Let's go directly to the results. So there is a directory called retro. If you access it, retro fantasies. And I am sure that we have covered this challenge before. Like the techniques or the page looks like something we have covered before. I can't remember or I can't exactly recall the name of the challenge and TryHackMe, but there is something that looks like this previously. But I hope my memory will save me, but I don't think so. So basically, some way we will examine the pages, and as you can see here, saying by Wade. If you click on Wade, you will see information about the user that has created the post. Wade. So what does that mean? It means that, as you can see, we have a hello world here. Clicking on hello world makes me think that this is a WordPress, right? The hello world post, and the format here reminds you of a WordPress default post when you first install the WordPress, you get the hello world. You have a login here. Click on the login, and you will see a WordPress login page. So right off the bat, we will get back and launch the WP scan. This is an option that you can select or you can take on if you want to enumerate more. So as you can see here, directory buster has revealed retro as a directory. Let's stop here and launch the WP scan -- URL and look for the users. Or we enumerate. Okay, let me get this straight. Don't enumerate everything on this machine. Just enumerate the users. -- URL. What else? Yeah, so here -u. Right, let's get back here. So we see we have a user called Wade. Now the WP scan, it is only helpful for the enumeration of the users in this scenario, but technically all the time you should use WP scan against any WordPress website you are testing. But for the sake of saving time and for the sake of this scenario, we're going to be covering only the straight way of solving this challenge. Now, to solve this challenge, we have to enumerate the post here because there is a plain text, plain set of credentials you will find here. If you, let's get down a bit more. Ready player one, I think this is the one. No, let me click here, maybe it's the one. So one comment. As you can see here, there is leaving myself a note here just in case I forget how to spell it. Parzival. So this is a hint that it could be the password. Now, you wouldn't find these kind of hints in a real pen testing scenario. So I'm not going to say that this is not it's CTF, right? You would expect this kind of hints in a CTF scenario, but just in every CTF scenario, it doesn't necessarily have to be entirely based on real life testing to get the benefit out of it. It is a CTF, yeah, there is some aspect of CTFs, but also there are some aspects that you would use in real life when testing. So basically, you just get what could be realistic and go with it. So basically here, this is the password. I know I'm not going to encounter a plain text password in a post in WordPress website. I know that. But let's understand the methodology here. So we take the password and we try to log in. So let's get down and log in with this. So here we have to specify retro because the WordPress directory or the WordPress software is installed in the retro directory. So specify retro and run it. Now we have access to WordPress web blog. So the next step here is to upload your reverse shell. So we have the option to use Metasploit, MSF Venom, or we can use Pentest Monkey in case you are practicing for OSCP. You don't want to rely on Metarbeter shell. Let me check here if I have it ready. PHP reverse shell. All right, doesn't hurt to take it online. Pentest Monkey. All right, now we can replace the reverse shell with a plugin or in the theme editor. My preferred method is using the theme editor. So we go here. You know, sometimes the plugins aren't stable or they don't work properly, so we want to use the theme editor. At least the theme files are working properly. Go back. No, I understand. Stop it here. Okay. Let's go to 404 and copy paste this. Make sure to replace the variables with your own IP and port. Personally, my preferred port is 4545, and here the IP. You will have to take it from here. ifconfig, and this is IP. Save it. I will have here to run netcat sudo r lwrap nc-lpp 4545. Now we have to navigate to the theme file. So retro, there will be content, themes, and the name of the theme is 90s retro, 90s 404. .php. Not found. Let's check here. Oh, okay. So the correct name is this one. Failed to demonize. Let's check here. Oh, so the connection has been established, but it couldn't complete it. Try one more time. All right. In this case, PHP reverse shell. Or pentest monkey. PHP. Let's see if this. No, I don't think so. Let me get back to MSF Venom in this case and create one. MSF sudo MSF Venom dash PHP shell reverse PHP. Let's see here. Invalid payload. I don't think we have a regular shell only. We have to choose interpreter in this case. And we have one, dash p generic shell bind. I need one, I need only PHP. It has to be PHP. So as you can see, all of them comes with interpreter shell. All right. Normally, if this was an OSCP challenge, this one would work, okay? But since this is not an OSCP challenge, maybe we have to use non-OSCP methods. So I'm gonna have to switch to this payload. PHP interpreter. Okay, now take this. Let's save now. And here we run MSF cancel. All right. Set payload. Set lhost. Ports 5, exploit, and launch it. So one interpreter session has been opened. Now we get to play with the system. Now the objective here is to escalate to root, okay? So basically I would get UID, username IU user, shell, love to shell. So here we can play with the system from this shell. Now, if we go to CD to C, check out what we have. Nope. Seems like the shell is not stable. CD. Right, as I guessed, it seems like the shell is not stable. It takes so long to respond to my comments. Alright, anyway, this is not the sorry, this is not the intended way of doing this challenge. But this is basically how you can take a foothold, okay, on the system or on the target using WordPress and using the WordPress path. Now, another way for this challenge is to use the credentials that we have just found in the website. Wait, and what was the password? Something like Parzivar, whatever. Let me get back to it. I need it. So we use these credentials, Wait and Parzival, to access the machine through remote desktop service. So this is another way, by the way. So we click New tab, or without New tab, split this. So basically, our desktop didn't work for me. I am using now another tool, which is called Remina. And here I put the parameters of the connection and I launch it. I hope it will work. So what do we need here? Server. Let's choose here RDP. Put the server as the IP address. The username is Wade. And the password is this. We connect, use initial window size, custom size. All right, let's try to connect now. And we accept the certificate. Okay, so this tool worked. Let's now get in. So as you can see, this is another way of getting access or getting a foothold on the machine. Now on the desktop, as you can see, we can get the flag, which is the user flag, and by the way, you can access the same flag from interpreter shell. In my case, it is unstable, so I can't deal with it. Now here we have a tool, right? Something like executable file. So here, this is actually the exploit. Like here, the developer has put the exploit here. So if you want to exploit the machine, we use that file. But how do we use this? So the key to this is we input a browser and we see the related search history about this. Settings, safety. Where is the internet options? Let's wait for. Okay, now it loaded. So here, file, downloads. Oh, actually, I want to see the history here. Bookmarks, today, this PC, user. So there is only one date, which is today. I'm not sure why the previous search histories doesn't appear here. View by date, by site. No, all right. So it seems like there is no the history didn't كس اختك عرس. So the key here is we need to know how to deal with this file. So if we open the browser and we look through the history of the browser, you would find the name of the CVE connected to this file. So history by date, today. Oh, this PC user. Oh, doesn't appear here. Weird. Anyway, so let me point you to the CVE that is connected to this file. So basically, if we open the browser one more time and try to access the internet, see, we don't have an internet on the machine. No internet. Google. All right, no need. So let me explain the CVE a bit for you guys before exploiting the vulnerability. So let's get back to my machine and here Google. So the CVE name is CVE 2019 1388. So as you can see, an elevation of privilege vulnerability exists in the Windows certificate dialog when it does not properly enforce user privileges, aka Windows certificate dialog elevation of privilege vulnerability. What does that mean? It means that we can escalate our privileges to the system user starting from the Windows certificate dialog. So we have to look for a way to pop up this certificate dialog and take it from there. As you can see, the score is 7.8, which is high. As you can see, why? Because the implication is system-wide. You will get privileged access to the system user. So that's why it is high. Reference advisories, and here's the Microsoft bulletin about this. If you click on that, we can take more details about this vulnerability as well. Now, as far as the exploit is concerned, normally you would type CVE 2019-1388 exploit. So this is the proof of concept. As you can see, the file is here. Launch it as an administrator. Click on the certificate dialog. Go to the file. Go to the URL indicated by the certificate dialog, and save the file as a CMD handle. Okay, no need. We will do it ourselves. So see here, you save it as a CMD handle. All right. Now let's apply this exploit. So here I open this with the administrator. No. Yes, administrator actually. Click on show details. As you can see, this is show information about the publisher certificate, and here is where the vulnerability lies. We trigger the pop-up here or the certificate dialog in order to exploit this vulnerability. We click on that. This is certificate dialog, details, certificate path. Okay, issued by VeriSign commercial softwares. Click on that. Two. Okay, open one. Okay, if the page is taking too long to load, we will have to save here as a file and save as. Bring the save as dialog. Now in here we click on OK. Navigate to, let me copy the path. Right now, enter. As you can see, you will execute a CMD handle. And here type why you are not authority system. So that's how the elevation of privilege worked in this scenario. Now the CVE is old, 2019. If you updated your Windows after that date of the release of the vulnerability, if the last update of your Windows was in 2020 or the beginning, the onset of 2020, then your system is not vulnerable to this weakness. Dir cd users, dir cd administrator, cat type root txt. Okay, let's see the other questions. So our server is running on the target. What is the hidden directory which the website lives in? It was retro. Gain initial access and read the contents of the user.txt. So the user, let's see here, where is the user file? As you can see, this is the flag. Elevate, which is optional, elevate privileges and read the content of the root.txt, which we already have done. Close this and copy this. Mark. All right. And this was done. Not so difficult. It's easy challenge. Definitely easy. The cool thing about this is how to exploit this vulnerability or the CVE, and that's it. Here you have it.